So obviously the Milwaukee Bucks, they're up 2-1. They take control of this series. It was a close game. Trae Young, questionable for game 4.
Game
And
time decision.
yeah, I mean, I think he'll probably wind up playing because it's the NBA playoffs and they have no hope without him. But you never know. And if he's a game time decision, that certainly makes things more concerning. I thought he would be a lock to play by now. So, Joe, with Trae Young banged up, can we safely say a road win for Giannis and company, putting them up 3-1 would effectively lock up this series, even if Young's back for 4 and 5?
Yes.
You think that the Hawks have a chance if they're down 3-1 with a banged up Young?
Oh no,
I guess that's the other question.
4.
Yeah, I mean it is game 4. I'm saying if the Bucks take game 4.
Oh, if the Bucks
give Atlanta any chance,
so we're going to assume they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, then no way Bucks win that series if they go up 3-1.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm just not certain on like how much of a role Trae Young really has on that team.
So you think, I mean, and we were talking about this. I actually think that people have overblown the narrative about Trae Young carrying a bunch of bums. This is it's a well-constructed basketball team. Yeah. It's not anything crazy. It's not the Suns.
No.
But what I will say is it's insanely well coached. I think a big part of the reason why they've been so successful is the increase on defense. And Trae Young is still a net negative on defense. So I'm actually going to sit here and be like, all right, let's just calm down. Trae Young's a phenomenal basketball player. I can't take anything away from him. He's kind of a dick, but like outside of that, I honestly respect how he agitates fans. If I had that much skill, I'd probably do the same. But
you don't.
The big reason why the Hawks, elevated so much in the regular season and carried that into the postseason is obviously Trae Young played better basketball. There's no skirting around that. Also, though, their defense, it improved by leaps and bounds. And that's a team thing, especially when Trae Young isn't a good defender and still isn't. So I'm with you on that, Joe. I don't think the Hawks can win a game without him, though. And I think even if he's hobbled, they're going to have a very hard time winning this basketball game. I think that people have overblown the narrative a little. I think I can't take when he drops 48. I can't do anything about it. He's had his slumps though. I think that this is more in game 7. We saw it. That team won in spite of Trae Young playing like crap. So I do agree with you. I think that the team has more of a role than we think, but ultimately it's your best player who's been playing out of his mind and paces your offense. And without him on the court or with him hobbled, the amount of attention you have to give him is more limited.
Why would you put the next question to be how can Atlanta even the series then if you don't think?
Well, I mean, I'm just because I don't think they will doesn't mean they can't, especially if Young plays. I think there's no way they can do it if Young doesn't play. But how? That's the next question.
Yeah, I think they can. And I'm only saying this because I don't like Trae Young is overrated in my opinion. Like he's overrated, overhyped. I mean, he's a great player, a lot of talent.
I think the only reason he's overrated is because people put him in the same conversation as Luka Doncic. And he's not.
Yeah, which would put him in like top 5 or top 10.
I mean, he might be a top 5 point guard, but he's certainly not a top 5 player. And he's certainly not a top 10 player either. Like, I'm with you on that.
That's the problem.
I'm with you.
No, but I mean, it is a well-constructed team.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't want to pretend it's perfect, but it's well coached. And Trae Young's officially out for game 4. That has just been notified.
Oh, really?
Well, Atlanta, Joe might think you have a chance, but I think you're done for.
You know, Atlanta
is over at halftime potentially.
I think if the cards match up right, you have had great shooting nights before without Trae Young.
That's fair.
And Milwaukee has had horrible shooting nights before.
Absolutely.
So if the stars line up for you guys, I see a chance to tie the series up.
Yeah, I'm the way I think about this is it's not just like even in game 7, the logic is right. Trae Young he had 21, and I say only, but he actually shot like crap, and most of it was from the free throw line. the presence of him. Even if he's banged up, even if he's not playing well, they still have to extend your defense beyond the three-point arc and comfortably because of his range and because of his ability to pass. And the defense is going to cave when he drives. His effect is notable just because he's such a good player. That's why I think Atlanta's going to have problems. Who's going to be the ball handler? They're going to put Lou Will in the starting lineup. I would doubt it. I mean, like, are you going to move? You can't really play Bogdanovich at point guard. He's banged up, has a knee issue. Herder, are you going to play Herder at the point? There are some good players on this team, but let's not get it twisted. They largely have a specific and somewhat limited role. There are guys who dabble in multiple faceted areas. This is why Trae Young gets so much credit, but I do agree with you. I think they can lock up on defense. Maybe we have ourselves a game because ultimately Trae Young wasn't guarding anybody of note. And he was more of a, let's hide him on defense. It's just going to have to be a slugfest. It's the only chance. You're going to have to keep this game in the low 90s, high 80s to have a real shot if you're Atlanta. And I just don't think they can do that with the way Milwaukee played the last couple games.
Exactly.
All right, Joe. That's breaking news we got here on the Gold Mine. I want to know, what is Atlanta's run?
Sources.
And this segues us to the point we kind of discussed. But
yeah,
despite the fact that I think Nate McMillan deserves a ton of credit and a lot of the role players on that team deserve a lot of credit, Trae Young's certainly a star. And I want to know what this run tells you about him as a star player.
I mean, I think he might be a top 25 player next year.
I think that's probably where I go as well.
Yeah, I still think he's slightly out of the top 20. But I'm not going to say he's a superstar. Okay. I mean, it's hard. Like
he might be.
I mean, my definition of superstar would be like someone like Curry, LeBron, Luka, Kawhi, KD. Mm-hmm. Are you going to put him in the same category as all those guys?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, there are layers to this whole thing. And like, even though people are already saying Trae Young's the next Steph Curry, which he could be, I mean, he's shooting like it in the playoffs.
He's got the range. He's a great passer. Yeah. Terrible defender, worse than Curry. That's the big issue.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can see it, but like, he's just a star player in my opinion right now.
I think my definition of superstar extends a bit. But here's my issue, right? I think he's a fringe superstar because he's not Damian Lillard. I remember I've talked to people about this, and one of the guys on the radio station today said there are 4 players that would take comfortably above him. Listed Curry, Luka, Dame, and Kyrie. And I think that there's no way I would put Trae Young over any of those 4 guys.
So 4 point guards.
Yeah, those are 4 point guards that are objective superstars, or in Kyrie's case, fringe superstar. Dame sometimes gets debated on, but I think he's a superstar too. I think those 4 guys are superstars. And yeah, if you're putting Harden at point guard, there's your 5th. But I don't think Trae Young is there yet. Like, I think the fact that people put him in the same conversation as Luka Doncic is quite frankly ridiculous. And I know that they're always going to be linked because of that trade, but here are the facts. Luka Doncic is a slightly better defender. I'm not going to pretend he's a good defender, but he's a better defender. Doncic offers just as much passing, I'd say. He offers scoring in between more. His range isn't as extensive, but he's developing his three-point shot. And I mean, I think Luka Doncic has been doing it longer. Trae Young's done it very well over a long playoff run, but we forget at the beginning of this year, he was crap. And I think that maybe people are overblowing it because he's doing it on the biggest stage, and he's been incredibly impressive. Don't get me wrong, especially when he dropped 48 in game 1. It's absurd. And he hit some crazy shots, and there's no denying it. But Joe, I'm with you. I think that it's very hard to argue that dude is better than those 4 guys I named. And then if you put Harden at point, the 5th.
Yeah. Or, well, if you want to say LeBron's at a point guard, I mean, that's 6.
Yeah. I mean, you could play the numbers all you want. I think he's in the same debate. I think he's personally, you could say he's better. I say he's better than Westbrook and Chris Paul at this point.
If you want to do true point guard, then that's just Curry, Dame, Kyrie.
I'd say Luka at this point is a legitimate point guard, even though he plays off ball sometimes. But yeah, no, I think that Right now, I'm putting him over CP3 and Westbrook. And honestly, I was not there before the postseason, but he's not above any of those 4 or 5 guys we're talking about. And that's ultimately, I think it reveals a lot about how good he is offensively. And there's no taking away from that. And it's a scorers league, but there's still questions I have if he can carry this over to next season and also his defense.